And we're not saying at the Trump EPA that we're just making this decision and we don't care what the American public thinks. This is a proposal that now goes out to public comment. And we encourage the media and members of Congress and the American public to read it and to participate in that public comment period. I can't prejudge the outcome. After the public comments come in, then we'll finalize the decision.
I've done several EPA videos, but this is a big one, guys. I mean, this isn't just about emissions. This is about the survival of diesel culture in America, if you think about it. I mean, shops closing, parts are being banned, people are facing jail time. It's crazy.
And I would also point out that what we put out this week is a proposal. We're now going out to public comment. We'll make a final decision after that public comment. This proposal, on top of a proposal to rescind the 2009 endangerment finding, is a proposal to rescind the greenhouse gas emissions on vehicles that followed light, medium, and heavy duty.
So this is it. We've talked about it for years. Now it's time to actually act. So the comment period ends in weeks. And you guys remember the last video that I posted about Lee Zeldin going public about getting rid of the 2009 endangerment findings and what that means for diesel freedom, what that means for diesel tuners, diesel shops, deleting your vehicle, modifying your vehicle, not just for diesels, but for gas as well. But this is a diesel channel, so that's why I mention diesel all the time. But you know, if you want to get rid of the active fuel management garbage, or you simply just want to tune your LS engine, you know, you guys can do that as well. And going back 15 years until now, I'm sure it's cost farmers thousands of dollars, which of course affects the economy as well. And all I'm trying to say, guys, is make your voice heard. So in this video today, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about how to do that. So stay with me on this, watch the video all the way till the end so you can be informed. Even if you don't want to participate, at least you guys know what's going on with the current updates about the 45-day comment period. It's going to be over before you know it. I said this in the last video, but the tide is shifting. It's going to move in our favor. I'm super excited about it, but it's not over. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm talking about the 09 endangerment findings, the foundation of every emissions crackdown that you've ever seen. The EPA is asking for public comment right now. So this is our shot to speak up. In this video, I'm going to break down what's going on, what this means for diesel deletes, and how you can make your voice heard in the next 45 days. Actually, it's less than 45 days. But brief rundown here, the EPA ruled that 6 greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide, CO2, are a threat to public health, you know, of course, welfare, and also the Clean Air Act, which I'm sure you guys have heard about multiple times. This ruling gave them power to regulate emissions, not just from factories, but also your diesel truck. And because of that 09 finding, the EPA can basically treat performance tuners, deletes, also off-road builds as federal violations. So when you guys say it's for off-road use only, it doesn't fly anymore. And this isn't just a formality. They are required to read and respond to public input. So this means that your voice actually does matter. But let me show you exactly how to submit a comment. It's easy. Right after this video, I'm actually going to do it myself. So that's why I'm making this as well. I want to share this with you. And I'm hoping that this video gets a ton of views so other people will participate in this so we can get this thing to move a lot quicker. But more comments, the better. That's kind of where I'm getting at. And share this video to everybody. Share it on Facebook. Share it to your buddies that own a diesel truck and believe in the same diesel freedoms and stuff like that. It's really going to help our cause, I promise. But go to federalregister.com, and after you do that, search 2009 endangerment findings, then click on the docket that allows public comments. All right, after you do that, hit the submit a formal comment button, and of course write your message and submit. That's basically how you do it. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes of your time, and if we can get enough people, your comment and many others, this can really change everything for us. And I know this is kind of a big one. It's like, what do you say? How do I explain this the best way that I can to make my voice heard? But when you're writing your comment, here are some strong talking points to consider. Always be respectful, of course, factual and personal. So just some examples so you guys have a sort of a path on what you want to say. But you can say something like, the endangerment findings are outdated. Since 2009, diesel technology and clean tuning practices have improved. The EPA should revise, repeal the original ruling. Here's another one. My diesel truck is used for work and off-road use. Emission systems often fail and cost thousands. Responsible deletes should be allowed for non-highway use. As a small business, these rules are putting me out of work. We need reform, not persecution. The science and the real-world emissions data have changed. The EPA should not apply a one-size-fits-all rule from 2009 to 2025 technology. And listen, this isn't about polluting. I'm going to say it in every video. I'm not advocating that we should pollute our earth, our water, our environment. Absolutely not. Nobody wants that. You're crazy if you really want that. But this is common sense, guys. Common sense, freedom, and protecting your right to own and maintain your truck the way that it works best for you. That's really the overall thing. It's the end user. It's me, it's you. But in these comments, tell them about your experiences. You guys remember my experience last year when I broke down on the side of the road. I was sleeping on a park bench for 2 days, waiting to be rescued because my DPF plugged up. I was pulling a trailer in the Colorado Rockies. It was an absolute nightmare. As a matter of fact, that whole ordeal, because I live in the state of Michigan, that whole ordeal cost me almost $10,000. It was crazy. But don't you worry, guys. The diesel exhaust fluid is going to save the planet one bottle at a time. I mean, think about it, how it's hurt your truck, your wallet, your business. Maybe you use your truck for business. Maybe you're a landscaper and your emissions failed on your diesel, and all the time that the vehicle's been sitting at the shop because of back order issues or whatever. I'm not exactly sure about the present time now, but trying to buy a brand new DPF for your diesel truck is almost impossible because it's all on national back order. So a lot of guys, if they can get away with it in their local counties, if they can get away with it, usually they're just deleting their vehicle because it's cheaper, easier, and of course your truck runs better. But listen, detailed comments carry the most weight. That's kind of where I'm getting at. But here's the big one. After the 45-day public comment period actually closes, here's what's next. So the EPA will review all comments. They must legally respond to significant public input, and of course lawmakers and legal groups may use the comments to challenge or shape the future policy. But this is what I'm trying to say. We need to flood the system with well-written comments, but every single public comment really does matter, so we just need to saturate this entire public comment period with diesel stuff, diesel talk. So help us out here. Help out the entire community. You do have a voice, but if we don't challenge this now, if we're not specific about exactly what we're looking for as well, we're gonna keep losing. More shops are gonna shut down, more trucks will be flagged, more parts will be banned. But we need to stand up. If tens of thousands of diesel owners said enough, we can shift the conversation, we can build more momentum for real reform, and maybe, just maybe, we can bring diesel freedom back to America. So that's kind of my pitch there. Diesel shops will no longer live in fear talking to a customer and trying to figure out whether or not they're the EPA, if they're planted. I mean, it's that bad. It's really that bad. In my humble opinion, I think that this is the least of their worries. Of course, it's always been a money grab. Particulates coming out of our exhaust is not contributing to the bigger picture. I think it's ridiculous. Another really big one here, which I should have said earlier in the video, I apologize, but the EPA also announced that they're having a virtual hearing. It's linked to the rulemaking that we're talking about. So you need to register by August 12th, all right? August 12th, 2025, if you wish to speak. And each speaker gets 3 minutes. But check the EPA site under proposed rule pages for the official hearing schedule. This is going to be sort of like a Zoom meeting, or you can also contact the EPA hearing coordinator. But this hearing should occur about mid-August if you guys want to tune into that and watch it as well. I'm definitely going to be glued to it. But once you register to this, you're going to receive access instructions to watch the hearing live. So that's kind of that. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys really want to get more involved in this one here. But here's the bigger question. What happens after the 45-day public comment? Does that mean that if they make a decision, now diesel deletes are legal? This is what we all want to know. But once the comments close on September 21st, 2025, this year, the EPA reviews all public input. That includes written comments and testimonies from the virtual hearing that we just talked about. And then after that, that's when they can finalize it. But this process could take weeks after the 45-day comment period. Earlier this year, I made a YouTube video predicting when they will lessen the standards on emissions rules. I don't want to say completely do away with it, but my prediction was at the end of this year. And so far, I think we're on track. But it's going to take weeks, guys. It's going to take weeks or even months. But the final rule could land before the end of the year is what I'm thinking. And then once finalized, it can absolutely change or even reshape emissions laws completely and possibly legalize deletes. But that's it, man. This is our shot. This is how we fight back. So don't just complain on Facebook groups. And I encourage you to like the video because it's going to allow YouTube to push algorithms so everyone knows about this. But don't just like the video, guys. Do something about it. Share this message as much as you possibly can, but we do have a voice. I've done several EPA videos, but this is a big one, guys. I mean, this isn't just about emissions. This is about the survival of diesel culture in America, if you think about it. I mean, shops closing, parts are being banned, people are facing jail time It's crazy. And it's all because of a ruling from over a decade ago. I mean, think about it. So if this public comment period goes ignored, it could justify even more crackdowns. That's kind of where I'm getting at. Just a couple days ago, Lee Zeldin was on CNN talking about this, so I'll leave a little clip on that one. I'm not going to leave the whole thing. But hey, this is Josh. Subscribe if you enjoy updates. Drop a comment if you enjoy truck build. If you want to follow my journey, I think I'm just getting started again on another project, actually 2. I also run a great website. We sell diesel truck parts, truckmasterdiesel.com, and we're running a awesome turbo giveaway, especially for some of you guys that own a Duramax, Powerstroke, Cummins. Anything purchased on the website, I mean, buy a sticker, a hat, key tag. Entries are live. If you are the winner, if you are picked, you can pick any turbo on my website. It's pretty exciting. We're going to end this at the end of the month. I will leave that link in the description as well. Support your boy. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's awesome to have this platform to share it with you guys. But that is it. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.
As you look at the 2009 endangerment finding, and I referenced that it was to combat global climate change, that was their justification. What EPA had done previously under Section 202 was to look at local and regional impacts. The problem for EPA in 2009 was that they didn't have the science to be able to reach that justification. That's why they had to expand it to this new approach of combating global climate change. We have first, and I would also point out that what we put out this week is a proposal. We're now going out to public comment. We'll make a final decision after that public comment. Now, as far as the National Flood Insurance Program and congressional debates and votes, that's something for members of Congress to talk about how to fund insurance programs. As it relates to carbon dioxide, I think it's important for people to note that there has been a greening of the planet that's been taking place. It's important to note that emissions have been down. And part of your question was also with regards to the amount of money that's being saved. We at the Trump administration promote consumer choice. We don't believe that states and the federal government should be advancing any form of an electric vehicle mandate. This proposal, on top of a proposal to rescind the 2009 endangerment finding, is a proposal to rescind the greenhouse gas emissions on vehicles that followed light, medium, and heavy duty, and the off-cycle credits like the incentives for the hated start-stop feature and other aspects that we've heard from Americans from across this country. So there's a lot that goes into it. We're going through a public comment period. We want to make the right decision afterwards. But for people who want to sum up the 2009 endangerment finding as if they studied carbon dioxide as an endangerment on human health,
I want to bring us back here, though, to the present day, because a lot's changed since 2009. Do you think the federal government should have a role in trying to combat climate change?
It's a great question, and I'm at the EPA and running an agency. The Supreme Court made it very clear that I have to follow the law. I have to follow the plain language of the law, and I can't get creative. I don't get to just make up the law just because a predecessor decided to fill in vague language in the law to do many mental leaps to try to justify an electric vehicle mandate and trillions of dollars of regulation to strangulate out of existence entire sectors of our energy economy. You were posting earlier a whole bunch of photos of stationary sources. Well, the Biden administration did do a whole bunch of regulations to try to make, for example, the coal industry get regulated out of existence. There are people out there who like wind. I come from a state where the governor says that New York is a substitute for baseload power. It's not. In order to make America the AI capital of the world, in order to unleash energy dominance, to protect the jobs, to bring down energy costs, we are not going to regulate out of existence entire sectors of our economy, and we are not going to interpret law in whichever vague, creative way allows us to give ourselves maximum power. The power comes from the law and from Congress, not from our own creativity.
All right, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, I'm grateful to have you on the show today, sir. Thanks very much for spending some time with us.